Arranging in the container, as we've just seen, is one method. As you become more experienced, you can in fact arrange in your hand and place into the container. Commercially, florists make an item called a Strauss. And I was going to say the word bouquet, but it's a German design and Strauss means bouquet. Now, this foliage creates an excellent base for an arrangement. So whether you're working straight into a container or whether you're making in your hand to place, the foliage base that you use should be and will make the arranging a lot easier because we're able to open up and have more of a cascading effect. So we've got a good skirt all the way around. So it makes it really like a large posy, which in fact is what a Strauss is. Now, we have observed the placement of keeping the stems individual so that one head doesn't block onto another. So feeding through, we have the alstroemeria that's in the centre, and we can work that around the centre, coming out towards the sides. Now the true Strauss bouquet is actually made in spirals, so that all of the stems radiate out, and in fact when it's cut it will stand on its stems. Very few people observe that method here. It's one of turning as you construct into a spiral pattern. Quite difficult, you need a lot of practice to perfect it. But here we have a stepping process with the flowers working through the hand. Now we've achieved a nice open effect with the flowers and a very nice colour distribution throughout. If it's a little bit wide, anything can move at this stage, and it's domed, exactly the same as the arrangements that we've seen previously. Well spaced, good dimension. Adding more flowers, we feed through and watch how the flowers face. And we can come up into a nice central bloom using the carnations. Now I'm opening the hand to allow for that stem to come through. So there's our nice flower peeking at the centre. That's known as a focal bloom. The eye is drawn to that bloom. So we continue working through the alstroemeria with the carnations. Now when this is finished, this will be placed into a container. Now it can be turned. Sometimes you'll find this area of your hand restricts placement, so sometimes it's advantageous to turn during construction. Don't forget the crossing of the stems. It's also important to keep it nice and open so that you make the most of your flowers. It gives you a very economical placement. Sometimes you can use too many flowers and not achieve the effect that you want. And we can see the distribution coming through here. If you want to tie it, it can be tied. And in fact, commercially, if this was going to be presented as a bouquet, it would have cellophane fluted, very similar to our posy videotape in a previous presentation. So we're going to cut the stems. And place into the container. Now there's very little movement once this is placed into the container, and any adjusting that you require can now be done. So if you wish to move the central bloom, the stems are well locked together and it's very easy to make any minor adjustments. But it's excellent that we've got such a good base to observe. So there's the completed item arranged in the hand and then placed into the container.